That's my job.
Need an automatic car on site.
It's not that character Daily Feeds like.
You of little faith. Hey, and ye of little faith, you? Yes, before. Yeah, good. You got. Nice to see you got the right colour on anyway today. Blue.
Right, your old college friend. University, whatever it was.
No, didn't get that far.
Still yet to discover.
I've been a bit. Sorry about that far.
Oh yeah. Right.
You're right.
Yeah, you. Paid their heating bills. Right, go on.
Bob? Okay. There is one generic.
Oh dear.
I thought you could.
What? Asking every manager? That one.
Yeah, one of those.
So you'll have 19 answers and one misery.
To be fair, I can spec it specific for you. Let's not do it general. You're not going to tell us specifics about transfers. That's
No,
absolutely fair.
I'm not.
Absolutely fair.
There'll be nothing on today.
Absolutely fair. But
How many days, minutes, hours? What is it?
don't know what counting down. We've got that far yet.
Don't know.
There'll be nothing, not any more transfer, or just not going to say anything.
Could be one or the other.
That's what I was going to ask you. I mean, joking aside, do you still think you'll be doing business before Tuesday?
Don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
You're still trying.
Might be.
Does that mean somebody's close?
No. Not really.
But it has been something you've been working quite hard on, isn't it?
10 different ways of asking the same question.
Yeah.
You'll get nothing more than me than the normal answer, and that will be you'll find out if we're going to do something when it happens, not before.
You normally say that when you're talking about a specific player, when I ask you about a specific player, but generally.
Generally, yeah, we've been looking, but unless we can do the players that we feel are right for us, then we won't be doing anymore. So that's it, I'm afraid.
Do you think it could go right to the wire though?
I've got no idea. I won't be sitting in an office till late though. That's not my job.
No, it's my job to stand outside your office until late.
Which one?
Everyone to know wherever you are.
Okay.
Is it going to be worth me standing outside?
Yeah, probably not. I would hope if there's going to be something done, I would hope it'd be done before the deadline. Don't really want to be, if you got to do it, you got to do it. But in an ideal world, I don't see why deals are done so late. But unfortunately, if you get involved in that, you do. But I certainly won't be getting involved in that myself.
It sometimes happens though, doesn't it, where there's a bit of a domino effect where one of the players you've been waiting for, you wait for the club to get somebody in. It's a bit like a housing chain sometimes, which is why it goes to death, isn't it?
Is it? Right.
Is that wrong?
I don't know. That's one way of looking at it. I don't know why that is the case. Brinkmanship.
Yeah. I mean, do you talk to other people in the industry? It's been
No, don't discuss it.
quiet generally, whether you think it's going to get busier.
I be honest with you, all I think about is what we're trying to do. I'm not really interested in what other people are doing, if I'm honest. And whether that sounds rude or a bit arrogant, I don't know, but I'm really not particularly interested. We'll try or we have tried to do the business that we wanted to do, and we got two done very quickly. And if we can strengthen, we will, but I don't know. We'll see.
And if the squad stayed as it was, you'd be happy with the squad you've got to go to the end of the season?
Well, if it stays like it is, it stays like. I mean, I think I've always said I back my players, and I think if you speak to the players, they'd be keen for us to strengthen as well. But it is precisely that. It's only if you can strengthen. I don't see the point of just collecting players. It's nice to have options, of course, and we've managed to keep a relatively fit squad for the most of the season so far, and hopefully that will continue. But as I say, if we can add to what we've got, we will do. But can't really add any more to it than that at the moment.
Have you had any approaches for any of your players?
Not that I'm aware of. No. But we're not in a position where we want to let anybody go anyway. So I think that really clarifies that one. It's about adding to, really. I'd never discount anything because you never know. But there's been speculation surrounding a couple of our players, but we've had no bids, to my knowledge, that have come in.
Let's go away from transfers, shall we, so that you're happier.
No, I'm not unhappy to, but
No,
I'm not gonna give you what you're looking for. So it's, yeah,
it's fine. Listen, Spurs in the cup.
yeah.
That was a massive victory, and it seemed a little microcosm of your season from when I was looking at it.
Mm.
Played so well, created so many chances, but came away with the result at the end of it. And I wonder whether that maybe shows how you've just changed. Maybe you've got that little bit more of a killer instinct. Maybe the players have learnt a little bit more shrewdness about Premier League football.
I think our player. I mean, you would hope that because we don't, or probably haven't got the amount of Premier League experience as a squad that other sides have got. You know, that goes without saying. That you hope your players adapt as quickly as possible. But you know, I mean, results would suggest that that isn't the case. But, you know, I do think that we've had a lot of very good performances this year. We've not really always found the way to change those sort of performances into the results that we want. But you know, that's how it is. I think the players continue to adapt pretty well, and I'll be honest with you. I mean, the game at Spurs could have gone either way. It's not, you know. I suppose that's where you're looking at fine margins that can dictate the outcome of a game, and we know it's not always going to go the way that we want it to go. But there were some really good things about it, and again, the context of the game. The Premier League is the most important thing for us, but because you know results haven't been the easiest to come by, it really does change, if you like, the outlook on getting good cup results. And we always want to progress in them anyway, but you know it was nice to get a win. That was a little bit unexpected. I don't think people would have expected us to go there and win. They've got a lot of very good players. I know they made a lot of changes, but you know, I thought we acquitted ourselves pretty well.
And there's one defeat in 5 in all competitions. We talked a lot before about how momentum can be there, and how you know how you were playing well but not quite getting the results.
Mm.
Can that breed itself a bit of momentum now? One defeat in 5, and that breed that confidence.
Well, I mean, I hope so. Yeah. But whatever happens here on in, I think we know ourselves that we're capable of performing and getting results. And I suppose the other thing that's been important since the new year, if you like, is, or even since the Christmas period, but not when we don't play particularly well, we've still got a chance of getting something out of the game, and that is you've just got to reflect on that and know that the players actually believe that they're capable of getting results, and I know people have been speaking about on paper how tough a run we've got. It is tough, but as I pointed out before.
Majora and Kramaric up front together for chunks of that game. Is that something you can consider? I know it means changing the formation a little bit, and I suspect you wouldn't do it at Old Trafford, but is it?
We've played the same formation for a number of weeks, and people don't quite get what we're playing, but that's up to their own interpretation. So, I know what we're playing, so I don't have to justify that, do I? I know what we're playing, and the players know what they're playing, and that's the most important thing. How other people perceive it's up to them to get a start where really, I suppose, in some ways there is less pressure, and gives him an opportunity, or gave him an opportunity to become more acclimatised to Premier League opposition, and it's quite a eventful game in that respect for him on a personal level. So, but he's a bright lad, so I'm sure he'll get up to speed very, very quickly.
I'm sure Linda will ask you about the game, so I'll just ask you finally about team news.
Right.
Anybody? Is
Upson's, yeah, he's more or less available now, which is very positive for us. He's got a lot of experience, and he came through another game on Monday, played 90 minutes, and I suppose you could say that some players might need a few more games, but somebody of his experience and game understanding, I think really he'll get more through playing and being involved with us and training with the first team. So I think it's about managing him to get the best out of him now, but very positive to have him back. Chris Wood will be out for 2 or 3 weeks with his ankle ligament damage that he picked up in training last Thursday. Dean Hammond available, so we're pretty much okay. It's the injuries that we have.
Cameron has kind of hit the ground running. A lot of time, people come in and take quite a bit of time to blend in, but he seems to have settled very quickly.
He's settled well, and I suppose the thing about coming into the English game, if you like, is the speed of it is. I suppose it's the intensity rather than. You could argue that all the leagues have moments in the game where the tempo's exceptionally quick. I think probably the thing to get used to more than anything, I suppose, in a team like us is the number of high speed sort of actions during the game. There's lots, aren't there? English games sort of renowned for it, even though the Premier League is dominated for the most part with overseas players and lots of coaches from overseas. I still think the English game has a pretty unique identity, which is good. And I think he's got a game which is more than capable of being successful. That's why we've been looking to bring him in, and I'm sure he'll adapt pretty quickly and have a positive impact for us.
Could he get his first Premier League start this weekend at Old Trafford?
He could do. Who knows? I know, but I'm not telling you.
It was a great game here in September. What are your thoughts on that game now?
I think we've spent so long putting that behind us, it was almost inevitable that somebody was going to ask a question today, and that's long gone. We're looking at this game from the perspective where we are now, and that's it. There's nothing really to discuss. I'm sure you can discuss that, or it will be discussed in the media, but we're not going to do that. We just want to concentrate very much on how we prepare for this game, and knowing full well that a lot's changed since then, both in terms of ourselves and our opponents.
How much have they improved since that time?
Well, they've had a very good run of results, and they've played different formations. It's never easy for any manager in the first year to get things exactly as you want it, but they've got a lot of very good players. So always a difficult place to go to, but as I've said before, our players are looking forward to it, and we need to look forward to games like this. It's big games, big stadiums, big teams we're playing against, and it's important we go there and do what we can.
For players who've never been to Old Trafford, never have gone there as a player.
Easy answer to that one. Without you snuck a very crafty question in to try and get me talking about it, but it's one team against another, and we know that we can be creative and quite dangerous, but we've got to get both aspects of our game right, and to give ourselves a chance of winning the game, and that's really how we'll approach it. But we're certainly not going into it with.
I hope that Algeria will go out a little bit earlier than they have.
What part do you want me to answer first? They've got as far as they've got. Sort of climates being played in, types of surfaces. My only concern is that Riyadh comes back fit and ready to go for us, and he knows what's expected when he does get back. It's not like an end of a season where he's got time to relax, etc. He comes back to us, hopefully fit and ready to play for us again. I speak to a French agent. You'll be surprised to know, because I don't really speak to agents very often, but I speak to a French agent a couple of weeks ago, and he said that one of the problems that they have in France with a lot of their players, the French Africans, is that they're away for a month and it takes them a month to get back into it for whatever reason. And Riyad's aware of the fact that I know that, and he is aware of the fact that I don't expect him to have any further time off. He'll be coming straight back into it and hopefully picking up where he left off for us.
And this French agent that you spoke to, is he...
Nigel, confidence is obviously key. How much of a boost of the recent run of results would be in the FA Cup been for you players?
Well, I think that the players are aware that, or probably have the belief in themselves that we're capable of getting results, and I don't think we've ever really got to a point where that's been doubted too much. It's been we've had a frustrating spell before Christmas, of course, with a really tough run for us. But throughout that, the way that our players have gone about playing the football has been admirable, really. When you consider what the run that we had, but I think we've shown in recent weeks that we can play some good stuff, but we can win games as well. We'll need to show that here on in, because when you have a run of that length, it takes up all those bad runs that you potentially can have during the season. We've got to be consistently pretty good here on in, and we're capable of doing that.
You say the players have been confident, but inevitably if they get the result against Premier League opposition like they have been doing, they must think, again, this is proof that we can do this.
Yeah, but the trick is, of course, that the key to success at this level is being able to back up one win with another one, and hopefully another positive result. And it's having runs of results that are really key for us. Most sides are capable of winning the odd game here and there. It's whether you can string results together. That's going to be, I think, the key for our success this season, and hopefully we can do that. But we're going to have to do it in a run of very difficult games.
Do you think the adjustment from the Championship, when they were winning week in and week out to the Premier League, it was obviously going to be an adjustment? Do you think it's taken longer than you would have hoped, or do you think it's clicked now?
Hopefully, but it wasn't through lack of application or at times lack of really good performances. So it's and I wouldn't suggest for a minute that it's just, well, that was then and this is now. You've got to be looking for the edge every week, and we'll be doing that. I think the fact that we've had I would imagine a bit more of a settled side and settled system, but but again, you've got to play well enough to impose what you do on your opponents, and we've probably done that a little bit better of late, but there's a long way to go. We come up against some very good sides. We do week in, week out in this league, so we're going to have to be at our best.
When you look at the fixture list and this game pops up for the players, it must be one of the ones that they're really going to relish. What happened here in September? That was a long time ago. They know that they can do this. They know they can do Manchester United.
Well, we were getting beaten, and I suppose in the second half, these things happen. But you don't reflect on these games with rose-coloured tinted spectacles. It's we are very much concentrating on where we are at the moment, and that's really what it's about. our preparation's got to be right, and we've got to perform at our best to give ourselves a chance. And that is, I think that's here on in. That's going to be that's been the case all season. That'll be the case here on in. So that's what we'll be trying to do.
As much as the FA Cup has given you confidence boost, you look at what happened
Mm.
for Manchester United. Do you think, what are you expecting from them? I mean, obviously you look at
A tough game. Yeah, they've got a lot of excellent players. So I don't know which team he'll select or which formation he'll go for. But hopefully we will. Well, not hopefully, we will be prepared for it. So then it's about performing, and I'm looking forward to it.
And 2 years, Nigel Pearson, how do you boost that confidence?
Well, I mean, hopefully, once he gets on the pitch and he can do what he set out to do when he signed for us. It's been frustrating for the lad as much as anything, and it's very easy to look at the negative side of it. From my own perspective as his manager, I'm delighted that I've got somebody of his ability and experience becoming available at what's going to be a very important stage of the season for us. So again, I can't see much mileage in looking at the past in a negative way. Players don't get injured on purpose, and it's been a frustrating time for Matt as much as anybody. So good to have him available, and hopefully he'll have a very positive impact for us. Okay.
Can we go to Reading, please, guys? All right. Would it be